We the people. We the people. We the people.
Welcome. I'm here with my boy Corey Newbell, and we on the Unknown Heroes podcast. I am your host, Rico. Corey, appreciate you coming.
No problem, man.
Before we start, man, I want to talk about this young guy right here. Me and him went through basic and AIT, and always known him to be a stand-up guy, straightforward, told the line, he never caused no trouble. Unlike me, I almost got his pass taken away for a weekend. So I'm glad he's not like choking me out right now. You know what I'm saying? So Corey, tell the people where you're from and.
All right, yeah. My name is Corey Newbell. I'm originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was born in Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Both my parents was in the military, so they were stationed at Fort Bragg. So I grew up there. I actually grew up from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. I actually never moved really. The only other time I lived somewhere else was like preschool because Desert Storm was going on.
Okay.
And then my mom was like stationed somewhere else, so both my parents was gone. But once kindergarten through 12th grade, I actually stayed in the same house with the same elementary school, same middle school, same high school. Yep.
That's a rare thing to do, like
Yeah.
with both of your parents in the military,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
So did both of your parents do the full 20 or?
Yep. Both of my parents
Wow.
retired. I'm trying to think, was it before the Twin Tower situation? I think it was probably like right before 9/11 type deal. They were retired. So I got the benefits of like going on the base and all
Right.
that stuff. I already knew about all the military stuff. I grew up seeing all the military dudes around or whatever the case may be.
Okay. So would you say that your parents are your influence of going in?
Yeah, they were one influence of going in, seeing both of them. They was like E7s when they retired.
Okay.
So I seen them. We had a pretty decent house. My dad had a nice car. My mom had a nice car. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I also seen me being in a military city. I would see a lot of the dudes around. I'm like, okay, like military don't seem like a bad idea. So yeah, that was another influence. Just seeing the other young guys. It seemed like they had money. They probably were just fronting.
Right.
Now that I look back at it, right?
Right.
But yeah, I would see them around. I'm like, dang, the military must get paid a lot of money or whatnot. Like I said, I seen them with the girls and I seen them with the cars.
Right,
So
right.
I like that.
Right. So I mean, of course, whenever you first go in, people got this motion or this notion of thinking like, oh, like I'm going to be rich. That's not it. Like it takes a few years to get to that point, and that's if you get your finances right by that time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I was an E4, 4 years in, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm living good right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you get a few years in, you put that time in, then that's when you start seeing like, okay, I'm above average now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at first, nah, man, like. You was not doing that. So like in school, did you join your JROTC?
I didn't.
You didn't.
I'm telling you, man. The Army really was like the last resort type deal, right?
Okay.
I wasn't really thinking about the military until like 12th grade, when I was like, am I going to go to college? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I always got the Army. I mean, because where I grew up at, it was Pope Air Force Base and it was Fort Bragg. So it was Army and Air Force.
Gotcha.
So I actually tried to go to the Air Force first.
Same.
Went there. To be honest, I went there and it was like, have you done any drugs? I'm not even a big smoker either, which is the crazy thing. But I was like, yeah, I just so happened had smoked weed like the week before. They were like, okay, don't worry about it. Come back in like a month, so it'll be out your system.
Right.
Be good to go, right? So I remember I went, and the day that I went was a Friday.
Okay.
They don't work on Fridays.
Right.
So I was like say like the Air Force was right there, the Army was right there. I was like, go to the Army. It was like right there. It was available. You know what I mean? And then that's how I did it. And then to come to find out, like I think that at the time, this is 2004. I think they had like too many people in the Air Force or something like that. They was telling me because they were saying it was a long wait to go in. And then I knew people that were in the Air Force and they had to get out. They actually had to get out or go to the Army. So it was kind of like a weird timing too. So I probably wouldn't even went in no time soon anyway.
Right. So I tried to go into the Air Force. I haven't told this story yet on the pod, but I actually tried to go to the Air Force. and I met with this guy. He's an older Caucasian, and he looks at me, he's talking to me, and I guess he recognized. I don't know what happened, but I just went in his office, and he's like, "I'm not gonna be responsible for destroying the Air Force." I'm like, "Huh?" Yeah, I'm like, I'm just one person. How am I going to destroy the Air Force? And so, and at that time, 2004 was weird. Like there was nobody would ever be at work. The recruiter sessions would always be closed. I'd be calling, nobody's picking up, and I'm like, man, I was 17 when I went, and you were how?
18.
You were 18. Okay. So I was 17. I had a kid on the way. I was like, man, I gotta hurry and get in. I had to go a half hour away.
Oh wow!
Just to get to a recruiter.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, and VA half hours. It's not like here in Texas,
right.
Where you could drive across SA in your half hour.
Yeah.
And like you go through several towns, like several places just to get there. So, but yeah, so that was crazy. So talk about your like experience from like. Do you think your recruiter gave you good advice or set you up for success?
Not really. Not really. They was kind of like gassing it up because this is 2004. Right. So one of the things that I was worried about, and of course my parents was worried about, is like getting deployed, right? And they was like, "Oh no, you can't get deployed within a year," and all this other stuff.
Lies.
So I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, a year, I'll get used to it or whatever the case may be. No, she lied about that.
Right.
I got the 400 in May. We deployed in December. So I was like, that ain't no year.
Wow.
Or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So
I got to Fort Campbell in May, and we deployed in September.
See, damn,
yeah,
even shorter. So see, and then me and Carter had joined together, and they told us we was gonna be on the buddy system. That was a lie too. Only reason why we was in basic and AIT together because we had the same MOS, and we joined the same day. So of course we're gonna be together. You know what I'm saying? Basic AIT. But when we got our duty stations, he ended up getting Fort Bragg. I ended up getting Fort Hood. Yeah.
So he went back home. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So so that was cool because I think you guys were like the only guys in basic and AIT on the buddy system. Like, so how close were you and him before the military?
Me and Jarrell was cool. So I met Jarrell maybe like 6th grade or something like that. Yeah. 6th grade. He lived in a different neighborhood than I did or whatnot, but sometimes we would like walk to school or back home from school, things of that nature. And then, when we got to high school, we didn't like fall apart. Like we didn't like each other, but we just had like different social groups.
Right, of course.
In different classes or whatever.
Right,
you might be over here, I might be over here. And then we end up linking up. I don't even know how. We end up linking up. Same thing. We're talking about like, hey man, what you doing when we graduate? I'm thinking about going into the military. Oh, me too. Oh man, we go together. So we kind of did like that. So that's what happened.
Okay, yeah. So Carter, I remember him. He was more louder than you were.
Yeah.
You were more quiet. Yeah. And he like did I remember in AIT like, and even during like basic training, we would like freestyle bit.
Oh yeah. That was his thing right there.
And Carter used to he had like a little flow to him. It was dope.
He used to rap back in the day. Yeah, him and his brothers, they had like a little group.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh nice.
Yeah, one of his brothers like did the beats, and one of his brothers rap with him. And Carter can rap and sing. So yeah, he was multifaceted when it came to the music.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, mm-hmm. So.
I remember going to parties with him and stuff like that. Same thing, and he would freestyle at the parties with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was awesome. I was always in the background. I couldn't do it.
Shout out to Carter.
Yeah.
I hope to get you on the podcast next if you come out to Texas, man.
Yeah, shout out Carter.
For sure, man. So before we go further, because I know we in basic training. So like after like what is the best advice that you gotten like maybe from your parents, like saying, hey, you're about to go in?
Best advice. I remember my dad always told me like make sure I kept my feet warm when I was like out there, when we go, what's it called, like rope marching and all that stuff. He's like, yo, make sure you take care of your feet. And I was like, take care of my feet. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get pneumonia and, frostbite and all that other stuff. So I remember that was one of the things that he had told me, going in or whatnot to do that. Other than that, it was just like, good luck,
Good luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
My dad, he gave me one word of advice. He just told me to keep my mouth shut. Because I was a hothead back then.
That was smart. That was smart of him too. Can't lie.
But the thing is, like, out of everything we did in basic, that's the only thing you want to talk to me about and give me advice about. Like, there was nothing else. Nope. They just throw you out there. Go ahead.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, my son just left.
Congrats.
And I was trying to give him all the advice.
Yeah.
But of course, like our eras are different from the new era. So I'm not sure what he's gonna encounter.
He's gonna be chill. He probably gonna have a cell phone.
Man, yeah. I told him, like, man, you probably gonna have your cell phone. He's like, yeah. They said, on Sundays. I was like, Sundays, every Sunday? I was like, man, we got like 2-3 phone calls the whole time we're there.
Yeah, on a payphone.
On the the prepaid cards, man. We just have to buy those things.
They took them joints right away, man.
Man, tell me. Okay. So tell me your experience from. All right. So now you swore in, going to basic. How was your experience getting off that bus or going through the gates? And
man, so of course I was nervous. It's a new environment. You not know what to expect.
Right.
You're thinking about the stuff when you see in movies where you get yelled at and all this other stuff or whatever the case may be. So when you get to reception, you're like, oh, this ain't that bad. Everybody like chilling or whatever the case may be. But then I do remember it was a female drill sergeant that like was cussing.
Always them.
She was cussing somebody out. And I was like, oh snap. I'm like, this is starting to get real. And I think it was like a fight or two in reception too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like it was getting started early. And I'm like, dang. I'm like, okay, cool. So like I said, I'm quiet. I'm just like watching what's going on or whatever the case may be. And then, you gotta go get your hair cut. You gotta go get your eyes checked. Cause I had the BCGs. I just never wore them. Because I was too ugly. So yeah. And then, you get on that bus and you're like, oh man, like I'm really in the Army. So like, it hit me like right when we got to the actual barracks,
Right.
And they're like, hey, get up, blah, blah, blah. And they do start yelling at you. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But I wasn't really tripping about it though. My parents was in the Army, so.
So were you used to getting smoked and getting rah-rah that?
Yeah. So I remember Drill Sergeant Wheeler. I remember he came to me. He was like, Newbell, you have like nothing affects you. And even at a young age, I'm like, bro, like, I know you get paid to do this.
Right.
It's not like you hate me. You don't even know me. You're getting paid to do a job, and I understand that. So, I came there. I was like, man, like, I know this is your job. My parents used to yell at me for free. You're getting paid to yell at me. So it's like, it don't bother me. Like these other people that maybe haven't been around the military, you probably going to affect them more. You're probably going to affect the females more because you got to remember, Drill Sergeant Will was a big black dude. He's not no little small little pipsqueak. You know what I mean? So like, he can be an intimidating guy, but you got to know like he's not going to touch me. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So you had Wheeler. I had McFadden.
He was a big black dude too.
Man.
He's an intimidating guy too.
Like he's like 6'7" at least.
Yeah. He can be very intimidating.
Yeah. So did you get your bed like tossed a lot in basic?
I did it, man. I used to make my bed. I had them corners right, man. I was not trying to get my bed tossed. I think one time they did like a whole thing with the whole barracks where they like went to our lockers and like threw a whole bunch of stuff out. But as far as getting my bed, matter of fact, you know what I did? I would make my bed and I would sleep in my sleeping bag. That way I had to make my bed in the morning.
Man, so I did something close to it. So the sheets I had wouldn't fit, bro. I couldn't get the corner. Like it was me, the Asian guy. We trying to make this thing work. I'm like, bro, help me, man. Come get my bed tossed every morning because the corner would just flop back out because it wouldn't stay tucked. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I hit in the corner, right? You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, we got it. And I said, I'm not going in that sheet. I would sleep right on top of it and just stretch out the sheet. And,
that's what I did, man. That was my hack, man. I would make my bed and just sleep on top of it with the sleeping bag. And like you said, in the morning, I just like smooth it out. I'll be good to go.
Right. So was basic training more or less of what you thought, or what's the biggest thing that like
it was
shocked
it was
you?
exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It was hell. I ain't never did that much running and that many push-ups a day in my life. All the ruck marches, the nasty food. I'm like, yeah, this is basic training.
Me and you went at the same time,
Mhm.
and we experienced uh, some of the nice weather, but then it starts
Oh
snowing, it
my
started getting
God,
cold. We slept
so
outside in the
cold.
snow. Um,
Whew.
talk about your experience with that, like.
I hated that. I remember going on the ruck marches, having them thin little leather gloves that wasn't doing nothing for you, and then you still got to put the weapon over your head because you ain't got the right intervals. And I just remember I was like, I wanted to quit, man, because it was just so cold. My hands was hurting so bad. I like, in my head, I grew up in North Carolina. I was like, I didn't know it got this cold in South Carolina.
Right.
I was like, man, this is horrible. So yeah, I hated the cold weather part when that October to January, just I hated it.
Yeah. So we had to sleep outside, and
Yeah,
it snowed. And I remember I had to pull a guard like at like 4 in the morning or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And they told us to take off your clothes in the bag. I'm like, wait, just put your clothes in the bag to keep it warm,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep.
They said, take off your boots. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So in the dark, I'm trying to put on the boots, and I mean it's like 10 degrees outside. Really,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
really that cold. Anyways, I put my stuff on. I forgot who I went on the walk with. But we're walking the patrol. My feet are hurting. I'm just thinking the boots are so cold.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Bro, by the time the sun come out, I realized my boots are on the wrong feet, bro. For like 2 hours, I've been walking around with these boots on my wrong feet. And I'm like, yo, this is what my feet been hurting this whole time. The whole time I'm just thinking they're frozen, bro. Right? Oh man, yo,
That's funny.
that's an exclusive. All right, nobody knows that story except for
That is
y'all.
funny.
So you know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody.
That is funny.
Oh man, yo, I mean it was so cold. I would lick my lips. I would get scabbing around my wrist.
Yep.
I mean you couldn't even move, bro. Like like you're saying,
Yeah.
you had your weapon, and I'm just barely
Yeah.
barely making it. I'm like,
I hated it. I got the flu. That was one of the first times I got the flu. Was in basic training. Got the flu. I had to get put on quarters. And this is during the time when we was like qualifying, so I was scared I was gonna get recycled.
oh my god,
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah, man. Because I remember I had to get IV. Had to get IV because I was dehydrated. Because I was like, I didn't know I could get dehydrated in the cold. Didn't know any better or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I got diagnosed with the flu, so I was in the quarter for 2 days. And then when I came back, I had to go straight to the range and qualify. Yeah, it was crazy.
So do you remember me and Walterford? We used to go raid the vending machine.
Yeah. I tell people all the time because our crew was me, it was Jones. And Reyes. It was Reyes that used to do it. I think Carter would do it too.
Right.
And there was another guy. I think he was our PG, like Hispanic dude, heavy set. We would call it like a Black Ops mission. Yeah, we'd go to the vending machines at night. And yeah, man. There was another dude too that came. He came from another company because he got kicked out from our company. He came to our company. He used to do it with us too, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Black Ops missions.
Yeah. So we used to run those, but I think y'all went to Burger King though.
Nah, I ain't go to Burger King. We only went to the vending machine. We went to the vending machines, and then sometimes we would take food for the defect. That's
right. Yeah, of course. I think everybody snuck a little crackers here and there just to have a midnight snack.
Yeah, like hoagies up in there. We take like a whole hoagie sandwich. Sit on joints in the beers for like $5.
Oh man, yeah. I definitely remember just taking like the crackers and the jam and shit. Just man. As I'm writing my letters back home. Do they even write letters back home now?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But
remember the mail?
Starving, man.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, I remember somebody went to like Burger King.
That's insane.
Oh man, I think it was Carter, man. I think it was like Carter and Jones and stuff.
That sounds crazy. Go all the way to Burger King, bro.
I was like, how do you find the Burger King?
Right.
You got no GPS.
Right.
Who told you where it was?
Right. That's insane. And then coming back like without getting caught, that's crazy.
All right. So before we move on from basic training, I got a special gift. He already saw it, but his initial reaction was awesome. I wish I would have caught it on camera. But this is the Fort Jackson book, our graduation book. I'm not gonna embarrass him by showing this picture right now, but
Please don't.
his hat. Let me tell you, this boy has some swag to him.
Come on.
The hat was to the side, baby. You know what I'm saying? My picture ain't nowhere. My eyes were all like bug-eyed. And the funny thing is, I was an E2, right?
Yep.
And you know, you had the rank here, and the rank on the hat. And all of a sudden, I'm in line. I'm 3 people like up, about to take my picture, and also I couldn't find my rank on my right shoulder.
Where was it? Just fell off?
I thought it just fell off, right? So the rank on my hat, I hurry up and took it off. The rank on this side, I turned it off, like, yo, this thing fell. And you know, back in the day, we went in with the green camouflage. She had the shiner boots.
Yep.
All right, spit shiner boots, like for real. Like we sat for a good half hour shining our boots every day. It was no shiner boots. All right. And you had to pin it on. It wasn't no Velcro. All right. It wasn't no Velcro stuff. Yeah, like pin it on with the back piece on there. And so this I was missing anyways. I took it off. So I took a picture as an E1. Bro, when you look at the picture, my E2 rank was like hanging up, like over here. So like I have the E2 hanging and then nothing else.
Why ain't nobody tell you? That's crazy.
Well, the thing is, the guy in front of me, I forgot who it was. I guess I could look in the book and see, but the guy in front of me, I asked him, yo, help me find it. I can't find this. I can't find my rank. And he was like, I don't see it. Both of us can't see it. Oh, man.
We the people. We the people. We the people.